My Dia de Muertos night haunts are hungry. To lure them back to the mortal realms, I will make an ofrenda as an objective marker. I found a bead to be a large decorated clay bowl. This bead is particularly good because it has shapes like marigolds around the outside. I first glued smaller round beads inside to represent Pan de Muerto. This bready offering for my joyously themed night haunts, I painted brown. I painted a lighter brown on top to show where the light shines, and then an even lighter, almost tan color to make grooves in the bread, and a little dot of dark around the corner to show where the oven had cooked the bread a little bit more. Inspired by beautiful Mexican ceramics that I've seen, I painted the bowl first blue with a little bit of highlighting and then decorated it with bright colors. In particular, my son tells me that marigolds are important in Dia de Muertos. And so I painted what I thought was a good marigold color, a yellowish orange for these flowers, and tied the color scheme together by painting the undulating ridge near the top, the same color. I thought the bowl would look most appetizing holding this bread if the inside were painted white. To make candles for the ofrenda, I cut nibs off of an old sprue and drew flames out using hot glue. I also added ridges along the outsides of the candles to represent melted wax. I painted the candles white along with a citadel skull, which will become a sugar skull in the ofrenda. While I plan to leave the skull bright sugary white, I painted a sort of tallow yellow color on the candle bodies. To give the flames an authentic look, I started with a pale blue to represent the hottest part of the flame, blended that into a white, and then into yellow, and finally to red. I painted these 4 color regions quickly using wetter than usual paint so that I could blend them together and give a smooth transition from blue to white to yellow to red. Finally, to the piece that inspired this project in the first place, the candy skull. I like to imagine my night haunts guarding this ofrenda as a big monster, maybe a Troggoth, comes hungry for their bread. No one will take our Pan de Muerto. While watching my son make a candy skull as a school project, I thought, it is really fun to look at a skull and not think of creepy things, but instead think of joyful and happy sorts of things. And so I started on the project of making night haunts with happy decorations. And although they may not find themselves in happy situations all the time, I will have fun painting them and looking at them. So I spent some time making flower decorations and spots and dots on the candy skull. Finally, to put everything together, I lumped some hot glue on a washer, making sure to fill the hole, then added some super glue and put dirt on top of this. Then I stuck a pin in because the bowl is fairly heavy and will stick up quite a bit, and I want it to be strong. I super glued this in with a little bit of baking soda and then painted it with the brush that I always use when I have recently super glued something. The bristles are already ruined. I brushed the base with medium brown, then light brown. cut the 4 objects for the ofrenda off of the toothpicks I used to hold them while painting them, and then superglued the bowl onto my pin. I used some baking soda along with superglue to affix the candles, and simply superglued the skull in place. The last steps were to add some happy yellow flowers, and then to paint a border of black around the base, so it's easy to distinguish the objective from the surrounding terrain. I'm happy with my objective marker, and I hope that my night haunts will be as well. I plan to make several more in a similar fashion. If you've enjoyed watching this, please hit the like button and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and as always, thank you for your valor.